last Friday night in Houston, there was pageantry, there was legends, there was controversy. It was a night that generated conversation and many celebrities, all kinds of photo ops. Anastasia Yankova, Mike Tyson joined us in the broadcast booth. Phil Davis, Tito Ortiz, Liam McGeary. An unforgettable night, the biggest night in the history of Bellator MMA. But now, 7 days later, we bring you inside the sold-out, jam-packed Kansas Star Arena on a night veterans Chet Congo and Kendall Grove both try to make one last run at world title contention. On a night, David Rickles shows us he not only can come home again, it's often spectacular. On a night, we'll talk live with Royce Gracie and get his side of the controversial finish with Ken Shamrock. But we begin with a different kind of social media buzz, the one generated by this woman, Lena Ovchinnikova.
Ovchinnikova talked about pressure in this fight. Rebecca Ruth talked about dedication. I finally got to train without having to work.
Sean Grande, Jimmy Smith, so delighted you are with us here on Spike. It's going to be another memorable ride. The Tail of the Tape brought to you by Dave & Buster's, the only place to eat, drink, play, and watch sports.
Look at the reach advantage for Rebecca Ruth. When you bear in mind that these ladies are 5'5" and 5'6", that's an incredible advantage.
Our night begins, as always, with Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome. As tonight, Miller Lite presents Bellator MMA Live on Spike from Boyd Gaming's Kansas Star Casino, Hotel, and Event Center. We begin the night with 3 5-minute rounds in the flyweight division, brought to you by Dave & Buster's, the only place to eat, drink, play, and watch sports. And now, introducing the blue corner first. At 5'5", she weighed in 125.2 pounds, making her Bellator debut. She brings 5 professional victories, just 1 defeat. She fights out of Pacific, Missouri. Introducing Ruthless Rebecca Ruth. And across the cage, her opponent fighting out of the red corner at 5'6", weighing in 124.6 pounds. Tonight, she too makes her Bellator debut, entering with 10 professional victories, 3 defeats. Fighting out of Lviv, Ukraine, introducing Lena Hunter Ovchinnikova. In charge of the action, your referee, Big John McCarthy.
All right, here we go. You ready? You ready? Get up!
The fight clock brought to you by Miller Lite, the original light beer. Cheers. It's Miller time. This is going to be a fascinating contrast in styles. Rebecca Ruth is a striker. Ovchinnikova, a master of many disciplines. Muay Thai, kickboxing, 11-time world champion in multiple disciplines. You talked about the reach advantage, Jimmy. Rebecca Ruth has to use that.
Yeah, right now she's pushing forward, not letting Ovchinnikova come to her, where she can really use that lead jab. Coming in throwing hard punches. Also coming in opposite stances. Ovchinnikova, southpaw. Ruth coming in orthodox, both trying to land the power shot.
Talking to Rebecca Ruth the other day, said this was difficult to prepare for. She hasn't really seen a lot of fighters like Ovchinnikova, and the thing about it for her, this is her first fight, Rebecca Ruth, as a full-time fighter. You get that 6-8 week camp, you don't have to work the second job, and you can just concentrate on being a fighter. She seemed energized by it.
Yeah, and she was coming out with a nothing-to-lose attitude. When we talked to her about this fight, she said, yeah, all eyes are on Ovchinnikova. They're not on me. I don't have any pressure tonight.
Hey, this isn't Instagram. This is the Bellator cage.
Ruth right now trying to bring physical pressure.
Nice throw. That's exactly where she wanted it.
Stepping right over guard, easy. Just keeping that scarf hold position, head and arm position in wrestling. A couple chokes, get the scarf hold arm lock from here. Good job by Ruth, reversing position. Question is, what is she going to do with it? Tight side control.
Ruth is a striker. You saw the Golden Gloves champion in St. Louis. This is where she spent so much of her training camp, working on the ground.
In Americana position, but not going for it. Chinikova getting creative, going inverted triangle rubber guard.
Let go of your foot.
Ruth staying tight with that side control, not giving her any space to work with.
She's been very disciplined. You can already see the different tools in the different toolboxes here.
Yeah, exactly.
Download the new and improved Bellator MMA mobile app for exclusive videos, fighter stats, upcoming events, and ticket info. You can also become the fourth judge and score every round live with other fans. Available now for iOS and Android.
See Ruth's strategy here. She's using the wrestling ride, not trying to commit to a jiu-jitsu game. In this position, she can just pop up again if she's in trouble. Can cut her loose.
Come on, work.
A lot of times when you commit to putting hooks in and your opponent rolls, you can be in trouble. She's not doing that.
And that would be Rebecca Ruth playing a game she doesn't want to play.
Yeah, exactly. Wrestling rides give you a lot of freedom. Always cut your opponent loose. Good,
Get that right knee in there, yeah.
Chinikova doing a good job locking up the hand. She can't punch, but she can't defend the knees to the ribs. That's why she didn't want to let her get a free hand. Good pressure by Ruth. I'm impressed with her composure in there. Not going crazy looking for the finish. She's putting a lot of physical pressure on Chinikova.
Very disciplined. Mother of two. And her kids are thrilled. They love that mom is fighting tonight.
That won't make you disciplined, being a mom of two. I don't know what will. Chinikova looks like she's trying to lock up with Kimura. No, she's just turning. Good turn, that gets her back in the fight. So far, she hasn't really come up with an answer for the pressure attack of Ruth.
Almost as if she was caught by surprise. I asked her about scouting Rebecca Ruth. She talked about Arlene Blenko. Nice right hand. Big shots like that. That's more what she was expecting.
Whenever you interview a fighter and they talk about someone they might face later, that's a problem.
Looking ahead.
Yeah, never want to do that. I don't care if it's MMA or jiu-jitsu. It's one match at a time.
It's a strong first round for Rebecca Ruth. Using your superior strength in round one.
Listen to me. You gotta fake more. And she's getting sloppy. I knew once you hit her a couple times, she's gonna be looking for takedowns, but she's gonna be a little more standard because you control her so much on the ground. So listen, get your face going, get the thrust kick going, and let your hands fly behind. 1, 2, step to the side. 1, 2, thrust kick. 1, 2, and 2. Okay? You're doing great. Keep your movement though. You can't get flat in front of her. Okay? Okay, Eric. Breathe. Hands tight. All you, girl. All you. Смотри внимательно. Ручками надо, понял? Сейчас надо подвигаться. Не прижимайся к клетке. Тяжело, она тяжелая очень. Что водить? Куда лед?
We knew Rebecca Ruth was a striker. We didn't expect her to set it up with all the wrestling.
Yeah, exactly. Look at the accuracy of that right hand. Beautiful job turning it over. Guess what? Chynikova's in a fight.
Both took damage. Ruth took that damage early in round one.
Oh, bad slip by Ruth. Big technical mistake. Letting Chinikova back into the fight. Nice escape.
Quick escape to get back up when you're in that danger zone. Nice in striking of Chinikova. Now she's got the distance she wants. So Another strong takedown by Ruth.
Came off the counter to the head and arm throw. The head and arm really popular in wrestling, really popular in judo, but man, it's risky in MMA.
Why?
Because you can give up your back. If you lose the head, your opponent can take your back. Nice right hand. Ruth, confident, the aggressor throughout this fight. Ovchinnikova now trying to set up the left-hand power strike from that southpaw stance. Matador trying to catch the bull coming in.
There's benefits to being the underdog. There's benefits to being the one no one's talking about.
But in this second round, Ovchinnikova more successful with that counter left and that hook over the top. In the southpaw stance, the jab usually pretty difficult to use, but you use the power shots, the hook and the straight left. Nice right hand!
Ovchinnikova goes down. She went for the head when she got in trouble in round one. She's doing it again.
But look at the power difference. When they lock up, Ovchinnikova tries to turn her hips and Ruth just powers her. I guess you say she just woman handles her out of those positions. She's the stronger fighter.
On paper, there was danger on the ground for Rebecca Ruth, but she's not fighting Ovchinnikova's fight on the ground. She's fighting her fight on the ground.
It's a dirty ground kind of battle. It's not a jiu-jitsu technique kind of fight. And man, Ruth really impressing me in this fight. But Ovchinnikova, I think this is where she wants to be right now, clearing her head. That shot dropped her. Once again, that head and arm position, but look how Ruth just shrugs her way out of it. Head and arm, a risky throw under the best of circumstances, and Ruth just so far able to outpower her.
Yeah, Ovchinnikova not getting balanced because she's getting pushed around.
Yeah, exactly. She steps behind the leg. She'll have the same counter throw, that right leg. She steps behind, she chooses to step in front.
Rebecca Ruth, the St. Louis Golden Gloves champion from Robertsville, Missouri, just southwest of St. Louis.
Nice counter left.
Ovchinnikova getting better distance here in round two. Ruth trying to close it.
But you see when they both land a shot, it's Ovchinnikova getting stunned, going backward. Even when they both land cleanly, you see the power difference. Exactly what I'm talking about. When she lands, Ovchinnikova goes backward.
Ovchinnikova, she clearly knows she has to go to plan B. She just hasn't been able to get to plan B.
Exactly. Hasn't shown an outside takedown. Has only showed judo inside stuff. She has that takedown. She might want to go to it.
Ruth keeps coming forward.
Ruth will take these trades all day. The left-hand shot coming in. Ruth comes back and can land a right hand over the top.
Tried the spinning back fist. She lost her balance. Another high-risk move.
One hook in, but she can't maintain position. Might be trying to isolate the arm. Going for the arm bar. What an upset this would be.
Especially that way.
Yeah, exactly. Ovchinnikova, hips high, head down. That's not how you defend the arm bar. Has to get that shoulder out, because she's isolating it.
It's the last place she expected to be. Ovchinnikova's the one trying to hang on. Rebecca Ruth impressing, especially right there. Lena Ovchinnikova in some trouble through two.
How it feeling? All right, baby.
Yeah, absolutely right.
She's happy with those kinds of exchanges. That's what she wants.
Put your hands together as we'll now go to the third and final round.
Now we know why they call her Ruthless Rebecca Ruth. It's been a very impressive performance, but the longer we go, Jimmy, we're talking about how good Ruth has been and how surprising. Ochinokova's taking some real shots, and she's still standing.
Yeah, she is. She's mentally and physically in the fight.
Jimmy, through 2 rounds, how do you see it?
I see them both for Ruthless Rebecca Ruth. Her power's been the story of the fight. Both of them 10-9s. She's hurt Ovchinnikova. She's dropped her. She even had opportunities on the ground. Almost got the armbar at the end of the round. You kind of have to change gears if you're Ovchinnikova. You can't outpoint her anymore. Can't be ticky-tack. You have to finish the fight. That changes the strategy.
Download the free Spike app with full episodes of your favorite shows anywhere, anytime for free. Now available on the App Store and Google Play.
Important thing to keep in mind, Ovchinnikova has never won a mixed martial arts fight by knockout. They've all been by submission.
Many of them by armbar. See what she's hunting for from the ground. Rebecca Ruth has been very careful and very disciplined to not put herself in danger on the ground.
What I'm seeing is someone who has really drilled the positional basics in camp. Tight side control, don't give anything up. The basics, not trying to reinvent the wheel in there with someone who wins a lot of fights by submission. You're trying to, counter her positional movements, counter her flexibility. That's what Ruth has done so effectively, like right now. Not letting herself get rolled. Keeping her weight back. Ovchinnikova can't pull off that roll. Of a modified Grammy. That's that head norm again. Such a risky move. Give up your back.
She can't have expected this kind of strength.
I think that's really taken her by surprise. A lot of these moves might sweep somebody else or not sweeping Ruth.
As we always say, what do you do when the thing that's always worked for you no longer works?
You find out if your toolkit is exceptional or if it's just pretty good. The greats in this sport never run out of something to do. You do something else, they change it up on you. That separates a pretty good fighter from a great fighter. Can't take them out of their comfort zone. The one thing about this wrestling kind of ride is so fatiguing. Carrying your opponent's weight, your weight, tired, to be beaten up throughout this fight.
Tell you what, I bet Rebecca Ruth's kids get their homework done.
I bet they do. In Kimura position, look at that. Ragdoll move.
She has not been affected by Ochinokoba going for the submission. She has stayed true to her game plan.
Exactly. She's not trying to put hooks in, not trying to go for a choke. Head and arm position here, could go for an arm. There are a few submission opportunities here. Yeah, she's maintaining good control with the seatbelt hold, but like I said, she's not trying to do anything crazy. Stay on top and grind, and she's doing that so well. Kind of this half Nelson position. That's interesting.
Wandering into miracle comeback territory now.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's go work, Rebecca. Come on. Here we go.
Ochinokova's best chance here might be for John McCarthy's stand-up.
Look at that pressure with the forearm. This is a wrestling position.
Yeah, it is.
What they call run the half Nelson over the head, and she's just staying there putting weight on her. Look at that. Great pressure. Not scared to go to the ground with the submission specialist.
Ochinokoba is hunting. Look at that miracle finish. She's looking for just one little opportunity.
Rebecca Ruth trying to stay over the left leg, and it doesn't work. Back to full guard. Rebecca Ruth can just stay patient. Next 40 seconds, this fight is hers. Back to her feet. And she's not resting on her lead. She wants more.
She doesn't know any other way.
What do they say? If it ain't broke, why fix it? Been aggressive throughout this fight. It's paid off for her. Oh, good shots. Look as she walks right through them.
Takes another one. It still comes forward. Rebecca Ruth is still trying to knock her out here in the final seconds.
Goes for a head and arm of her own. Slams her head right against the mat.
A very disciplined fight, a very smart fight, a very professional fight from Rebecca Ruth.
When we talk about performances that are the best of your career, really doing your best under the bright lights, I think that's what Rebecca Ruth did tonight.
The Black Card Premium Spice Rum Replay, the bold 93 proof rum that's edgy to the core.
And it was the aggression of Ruth. Look at the right hand drops of Chinikova. She was in position to land it all night, always moving forward of Chinikova, trying to throws, but the power counters of Rebecca Ruth. Every time she thought a throw might get her back in it, she was denied.
A face that shows the damage, but a heart that showed through above all. We'll get the official word next.
Down here, Cageside, presented by David Busters. The two-seat upgrade winners. You're sitting in section 207, row E as an Edward. Seats 13 and 14.
Why do girls grab heads?
Section 207, row E, seats 13 and 14. Take your tickets to the merchandise booth for Bellator treatment and get seats closer to us down here at Cageside.
Kids is always money.
It's bigger and better than ever, so make sure you come to the best place to watch it live. It's Dave & Buster's. Grab your friends and sight the only seats better than ringside. These massive TVs are the real heavyweight champs. Even bigger than these guys. Choose from tons of shareable appetizers and take your pick from dozens of beers. But shareable, boys. And to give against your friends in the nose games. It's no contest. The best place to watch the biggest names in Bellator is the best sports product, Dave & Buster's.
Hey, what's this?
Chardonnay cardamom.
Don, I know. She brings a sledge. She brings a flamethrower to a bonfire.
She brings weirder Chardonnay cardamom. A lot of that respect.
As long as you do.
She said 12. That's about the age, she said. But if we didn't research it, we can't say it. 12 and 6.
Yeah, baby!
Her first fight as a full-time fighter, full training camp, bright spotlight, national TV, and Rebecca Ruth was beyond impressive on this big stage. Now, you see those numbers, Jimmy, misleading because the Ruth shots were some power punches.
They were power punches, and the takedowns, I thought those were great. She countered every throw of Ovchinikova.
Your scorecard.
30-27. I thought Ruth took every round. Thought only the third round could have gone either way.
Let's find out from Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, having gone the distance inside the Bellator cage, we'll go to your three judges. Your first judge, Marcus Danforth, scores the fight 29-28. Your second judge, Kevin Champion, sees it 30-27. Your third and final judge, Victoria Miller-Penn, scores it 29-28. All see it for the winner by unanimous decision, ruthless Rebecca Ruth.
And that is a happy Ruth family. A very impressive performance for Rebecca Ruth in front of her family and friends, and you can see the relief in her smile. Jimmy Smith.
Rebecca, when we talk about fighters under the big lights, they talk about great opportunities, life-changing fights. It looked like one of those tonight. You didn't fight scared. How did it feel?
No, I felt wonderful. Oh my goodness, she's a wonderful opponent. She's great. But I have to say, all my family, all my friends, I have to give it to God. He helps me through this every day. There's so many people praying for me. I can't. USA, right here.
Your family right there behind you watched you win.
Away, the pink shirt?
I think the pink shirts gave it away with your name on them. All the time you had to spend away from them to win this fight.
Yeah.
What does it mean to you?
I just hope they realize what it means. To me, it means, it never means as much as being with your kids at their practices, at their games. I had to sacrifice a lot, but you know what? I think they realize that you can't always take the easy road, right, guys? You got to make it rough sometimes.
It was rough, but you persevered. Give it up for Ruthless Rebecca Ruth, ladies and gentlemen.
Now that is a feel-good story. Rebecca Ruth doesn't blink under the bright lights and records the biggest win of her career. And to her kids, if mom says clean your room, clean your room. We're just getting started on Spike.
Still to come, heavyweights face off in the main event when Czech Congo battles Venetia's Spartan.
We are done.
Plus, Kansas's own David the Caveman Rickles looks for a knockout against Bobby Cooper. And Kendall the Spider Grove faces submission ace Francisco France. You're watching Bellator MMA presented by Miller Lite live on Spike. Bellator MMA, presented by Miller Lite, live on Spike, is brought to you by Dave & Buster's, the only place to eat, drink, play, and watch sports.
One of our favorite stops on the Bellator. We are sold out tonight at Kansas Star Arena. Already off to a great start here on Spike, and now two very promising young prospects in the featherweight division. Gaston Reynaud, he is undefeated. Chuka Willis is a younger fighter who has already had several fights at the highest level, has recorded some impressive victories. This is a fight regionally they've been excited about for over 2 years.
And also they're in a stacked division. Win gets you so far, but a loss drops you to the bottom of the ladder.
The Tale of the Tape brought to you by Dave & Buster's, the only place to eat, drink, play, and watch sports.
And look at the records, similar, but Gaston Reynaud undefeated at 5-0.
Throw in his no contest. His 6 total fights have lasted 11 minutes and 25 seconds.
From the Kansas Star Arena, Bellator MMA, presented by Miller Lite, is now set for featherweight, scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. We'll introduce the blue corner first. At 5'11", weighing in 146 pounds even. His professional record, 6 wins with 2 losses. Originally from Nigeria, now out of Emporia, Kansas. Introducing Chuka, the Lion King Willis. And across the cage, his adversary, fighting out of the red corner, at 5'11", weighing in 143.6 pounds. As a professional, he's undefeated at 5-0. From Montevideo, Uruguay, he fights out of Lee Summit, Missouri, Gaston Tonga Reynaud. And the referee in charge of the action, Rob Hines.
Stay right there. Gaston.
This division now, Jimmy, has become not just about winning, but making a statement when you do.
Go, fight.
You get lost in the shuffle. Fight Clock brought to you by Miller Lite, the original light beer. Cheers. It's Miller time. Willis has been in the deep water. You saw that last fight. He didn't get into any water. He didn't even get wet. Not only knocked out his opponent in 11 seconds, he knocked his contact lens out.
Gaston Reynaud is best at distance. See Chuka Willis trying to take that distance away from him, make it chest to chest. Reynaud very effective with his kicks.
2 of, if not the best featherweights in the Midwest. They are getting a chance here under the big lights. Not really a spot Reno has been in his early career. You can drill it all you want. It's not the same as when it's really happening.
One thing about having finished all of your opponents, not used to the deep water, not many of those gut check kind of moments.
8 new artists and 8 returning veterans all gunning to be the next Ink Master. Don't miss the season premiere of Ink Master Revenge this Tuesday at 10. Only on Spike. Sounds like a great crossover with Bellator, doesn't it?
Well, I was on that show. I got a great tattoo. Got to get back with Kyle and get my other one finished.
Do you have anything in mind? Or?
Ah, it's like half done on my right side. Got to get it finished. You non-tattoo people, you got to go back many times.
I have great admiration. I really do. Shows great commitment.
I know you don't have a goldfish. It's very different, you know, commitment-wise, but Moreno not getting any distance, no space at all. I think Chuka fighting a very smart fight. Nice outside trip. Willis right back to his feet.
Yeah.
Moreno very tricky.
Well, Moreno's fights have been quick. Wow. Connected. Front kick. While he has the 5 wins in short order, 3 of them are by submission.
See that kick? Willis much less aggressive now. Got his attention. Figure out the offense. Gaston Reno becoming a little bit too much of an observer right now.
Can it be disconcerting when your opponent is smiling at you?
Yeah, that can be rough. All you can do is smile back. You're going for the guillotine. Hard to put pressure because he doesn't have full guard.
He needs that right leg free. He's working on it.
He can finish it from here. It's just hard to do. You only have half the pressure. Willis doing the right thing, keeping weight, trying to keep his forehead on the mat. That is key.
Willis is 22 years old, but 8 professional fights. He's been in this spot before. He's not panicking.
I was about to say, can't walk to the right and let him close up his guard. Now he's in big trouble. Out goes the mouthpiece. Does he have the pressure to finish? That's the question. He's out. Now you have to wonder, how much did Reno burn his arms out going for that guillotine? Oh, no, nice ground and pound by Willis. Stepping over. The knee on the left side. Half Nelson, good step over. Taking it back, 1 hook in. There's 2. And what a turn for Willis.
Now you watch Reno carefully when he's been in a spot he's never been in before.
Protect his neck first. Only 10 seconds left. All you want to see is the bell at the end of the round.
Both taking a step up in class, and it showed in round number 1. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Come back with anything? Stakes high for these two young fighters in the featherweight division here at the sold-out Kansas Star Arena. Chuka Willis trying to become the first to defeat Gaston Reno.
See the differences in attack style. Gaston Reno likes to cut angles, throw a lot of kicks. Willis more straightforward puncher.
Despite Chuka Willis being the Lion King and coming to the cage in that music, I've resisted the strong temptation from the truck to do a Beauty and the Beast Gaston thing.
Oh yeah. Do what you can with that.
Well, this is my point. Sometimes you gotta say no.
That's true. Very true. Truck's pushy. Now Willis has to take advantage of moments like that one. Whoa!
And Reno immediately, his first instinct was to cover up. Well, you know that shot did damage. And now Reno hurt early in round two.
Well, they talked about heart. What do you do when the going gets rough? Right now for Reno, the going is rough. Beautiful shot by Willis.
That looked like a low shot. Reno thought it was. But they fight on. That's been going around this week.
Reno wants any break he can get. Low shot or not. He does not have his wits about him. He's hurt. Look at the power of Willis just driving him to the ground. Controlling the legs. A good position to ground and pound with the left hand.
That cut you're looking at, that happened in round number one.
Yeah, he walked to his corner with that cut. Surprised we didn't see a little more ground and pound. Willis stayed a little too close for his own good. Went for more control than he did strikes.
Stop. My time. Right here.
L.C.
Right
Davis in the gray shirt looking on.
No coaching, gentlemen. Right over here. How you doing?
No coaching during these breaks. You heard
Good.
Rob Hines.
You got time. You ready to go?
We're looking at two very promising featherweights.
Do you need to see
It
the
doesn't
back?
get much more promising right now. And
got time to
Darian
take your
Caldwell
time.
in the
You're
bantamweight
good?
division.
Do you want the position
Next
back?
Friday night.
You want the position
We'll be
back?
with you live and free
Okay,
on
guys, come
Spike
over
and
here.
the Wolf. Darian Caldwell will try to stay
Watch the knee of the groin.
undefeated as he faces
Up
his
against the
toughest
cage.
challenge in the main event next week, Joe Warren.
Gentlemen, right here on my call.
Very excited to see that fight. 2016 is going to be about the old guard in Bellator against the new guard, whether that's the young up-and-coming fighters like Darian Caldwell or the prize free agents. Seem to be coming in once a week now. Obviously, you would expect a break like that would favor Reno.
Yeah, it would certainly favor Reno. He landed the cup shot, but I think it was up to Willis. He would have kept going. Reno needed that break. But if you're Willis, I think you want to separate, make it about kickboxing when you have your opponent rocked. All this clinching, I think he's winning the round, but it's also giving Reno a chance to clear his head, to get mentally back into the fight.
A chance to clear his head. The implication being, it's not clear. No.
Only he knows how badly he's hurt. Single leg, trying to run the pipe, but Reno going for the guillotine. He's dangerous from this position. I'm really surprised he's not backing out at this point.
Still to come tonight. Francisco Frantz, Kendall Grove, trying to climb that ladder at middleweight. Francisco Frantz, that would be quite a name to put on his resume. David Rickles, his entrance into the building will steal the show, but he needs to get this win from Bobby Cooper to get back in the mix at 155. And in our main event, Benicio Spartan, trying to put a pretty big pelt on the wall and a big name in Czech Kondo. We've also got a lot of news to share with you about what's coming up in the next couple of months in Bellator. Jimmy will speak live with Royce Gracie as everyone is still buzzing about the finish last week in Houston.
Reno looking up at the clock. That's never a good sign. Nice short left.
There's really no situation in life, if you think about it, where you look up to look at the clock, where you're fully engaged where you need to be.
Yeah, it's very true.
Let's improve, gentlemen. Let's
Desperate
improve.
for a round to be over.
There you go.
Chuka Willis is taking Gaston Reynaud into waters he has never had to swim in before.
Look at the tactical decision he has made. He got ahead and kind of chose to win the round based on his physical pressure, but didn't really capitalize on having Reynaud hurt. See if that comes back to haunt him.
Reynaud going for a home run shot here late in round number 2. Reynaud connects at the bell. He survived. He did clear his head after that. Big shot from Chuka Willis in round number 2. And round 3 is next.
Right here, baby. You're doing good. You're doing great. Keep it moving backwards. Hey, he won the first 2 rounds. He's going to come out hard this round. We got to keep him backed up, okay? As long as you keep him backed up, it kills his offense. His offense is all moving forward and distance. So if you stay in this space and keep him backwards, you win this fight. You got 5 minutes to get the biggest win of your life, Chuka. Good, baby. Hey, 5 minutes for the biggest win of your life, bro. 5 minutes. How bad you want it? Comes down to how bad you want it. You worked your ass off for this. You up, man. You up 2 rounds. 1-1-2. Keep him moving backwards.
Again, put your hands together, Kansas, as we now go to the 3rd and final round.
L.C. Davis in the corner of Chuka Willis telling him, you're 5 minutes away from the biggest win of your life. You won the first 2 rounds. It was inspirational, but I'm not sure it's accurate.
Yeah, I don't know if it's accurate for the first round. I gave it to Reynaud. Very close round. But I gave it to Reynaud. I think it's all tied up 19-19. But it doesn't change the tenor of the message. A hard 5 minutes, biggest win of your career. I do agree with that. I mean, you didn't say coast, you're ahead.
Reynaud hit a couple of those at the end of round 2.
Look at that.
Very strong.
It reminds me of that last fight of Chinikova versus Ruth. You're seeing a technique kind of approach versus a power style. And so far, it's the power style winning.
Not only effective, it keeps you safe.
Yeah.
Don't worry about the knees here. Get your underhook and get off the cage.
Reynaud has not looked the same since he took that shot.
He has not. He has not. Could be just concussed and kind of trying to figure out what's going on, but could be, like you said, just in waters he's never been in before.
Use that now. Circle to the underhook. Circle to the underhook. To the sky, to your butt.
Circle to the underhook. What do they want him to do?
They want him to pummel inside. Circle away from the fence.
Continue to improve, gentlemen.
When he has the underhook on. They don't like him in this position. Pummel inside, circle out. Don't stay here and let this strong guy muscle you. Important thing to remember, Gaston Reynaud weighed in at 143.6, well under the featherweight limit. Usually when a guy is that low, he just has the physical strength of a guy who weighed in at 146.
Seemingly 49 out of 50, 99 out of 100, struggling to make the weight.
Yeah, exactly. They're barely making it. They need that 1 point allowance. Gaston Reynaud, smiling, walked on the scale, well underweight. Had a coach tell me, you can easily make the weight, should be fighting at the weight below that. I know it's not everyone's attitude. We've seen some tough stuff with weight cuts, a lot of debate going on about that, but you can see the power difference in this fight.
Here in Kansas, weigh-ins were done differently. Fighters were given the option to weigh in early yesterday as opposed to late in the day yesterday. Most seem to like it.
But it favors the guy who cut more weight because he had more time to get those fluids back, to rehydrate, to get his energy back. It favors a guy like Willis. When you talk to foreign fighters about coming to the United States and fighting, and you say, you know, what's the typical American fighter? The first thing you say is they are strong. They're strong. They're big. Usually a wrestling background, so they cut a lot of weight. That's what they said. But man, the power difference for fighting, let's say, in Uruguay and fighting here is, man, they are strong in the United States. A lot of the wrestling background. Willis, you see pushing Gaston around.
Reno has pretty much been in this spot since he recovered from the big shot he took early in round 2.
Keeps trying for that outside trip move. It's just not working. He's trying to chop down a tree.
Keep that mouthpiece in. Back and forth. 1 minute, Conrad. 1 minute.
That's interesting. You hear the ref saying keep that mouthpiece in. He's not spitting it out.
No, he's almost.
I was just wondering if that's a rule. You want to get your teeth knocked out.
Yeah, he's dangling it.
Last chance we separate.
That you see in other sports, but not inside the cage. And Rob Hines going to break him up. Gaston Reno might be down to his last 49 seconds if he wants to keep that 0. And he walked right into a left.
Beautiful left hook by Willis. Willis is tired, but he knows he just has to hang on. It's Gaston Reno that needs the come from behind win.
This is a poised performance for a 22-year-old fighter, and you see the damage that Willis has inflicted, and now Reno going for broke.
Look at that smart move. Not letting his opponent land that shot that's going to drop him. Pulling for the guillotine. 5 seconds left.
A desperation try by Reno. It's in deep, but he's low on time, and Willis survives it and completes a marvelous performance against the undefeated Gaston Reno. Chuka Willis might be the one stealing the spotlight. We'll find out when we return.
Lovely sex. Hilarious. Sorry. Forced habit. As long as you review, it's enough.
If you suffer with allergies, you know no 2 days feel the same. With full prescription strength Nasacort, even on your worst days, relief can be yours. You see, antihistamines target only one response your body has to allergies.
Stay super basic. Yeah, just get a little more technical. This is like you were saying, get off on what you want to get off on, right? Get something. Chris the fluffer here, as I told him, his fingers, the whole crowd got ready. Dave's coming in to fuck everybody. All right, you guys ready? We stay a little basic. Yeah, basic.
It's called the zone. The world of
How old do you think everybody is? I mean, no. Yeah, Shaka Khan, what you talking about, Willis? I mean, we all like 80? A fight they've been waiting for here in the Midwest for 2 years between Gaston Reno and Chuka Willis. It was worth the wait. Let's check out the Blackguard Premium Spice Rum Replay, the bold 93 proof rum that's edgy to the core.
Chuka Willis using his power advantage throughout this fight. The right hand dropped Reno, and look at this takedown. Just pick up and dump. A lot of this fight against the fence. Gaston Reno doing everything he can to get back into the fight. Going for the guillotine against the fence, couldn't get it.
How did you see it?
2-1 for Chuka Willis. I gave him rounds 2 and 3, 29-28.
If the judges agree, Chuka Willis will be the one in Gaston Reno's 5-1. Let's find out.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the decision, we'll go to your 3 kingside judges. Your first judge, Victoria Miller-Penn, sees the fight 29-28, while judges Kevin Champion and Mark Smith both see the fight the same at 30-27 all. See it for the winner by unanimous decision, Chuka, the Lion King Willis.
Young Simba grows up in front of us. The Lion King at 22 years old steps into the bright lights here on Spike and hands Gaston Reno his first professional defeat. Bellator MMA is brought to you by Dave & Buster's, the only place to eat, drink, play, and watch sports. Jack Congo has been in the Bellator cage with the heavyweight champion. He wants another chance, and so does Bobby Lashley and Tony Johnson and Justin Wren. Hey, not to mention this guy. Could Benicio Spartan be the wild card in this heavyweight division? That's tonight.
Baddest man on the planet, baby. Woo!
When Joe Warren, the two-time, two-division world champion here in Bellator, Jimmy, is one of the faces of Bellator. This is the next face, perhaps, of the bantamweight division. Darian Caldwell, undefeated, untested.
And a national champion wrestler. Joe Warren is used to be able to take guys down whenever he wants. Not the case next week.
Phenomenal main event. Old guard, new guard. The winner of this fight will likely emerge as the #1 contender for the bantamweight world title when the rescheduled title fight between Eduardo Dantas and Marcos Galvo finally takes place. That is next Friday night on Spike. Then we turn the calendar to April. We return to Mohegan Sun, and the #1 free agent in all of MMA, Benson Henderson, well, he's not going to dip a toe into Bellator water. He's going for the welterweight world title in his first outing on April 22nd. And then we head to San Jose on May 14th. It is here. Dynamite is underway. Big shot by King Mo.
Marcel is hurt.
A visceral and dominant Bellator debut for Mr. Wonderful Phil Davis.
Moving on to the finals against King Mo. What's your message to him? Be ready, baby, I'm coming.
The fight that should have happened, but didn't.
The ribs of King Mo.
King Mo got hurt, he couldn't advance. He couldn't even pick up his arm.
Is about to go down.
I'm back. People are about to pay. He's gonna get the beat down of a lifetime.
May 14th in San Jose, it's King Mo versus Phil Davis.
I'm going to be exactly his worst nightmare. I'm going to put his hope into a small little box, put a lock on it, and then we're going to finish the fight.
Oh my God! It's over, Phil Davis!
Plus Josh Thompson versus Michael Chandler.
The hype right now is around me and Chandler.
And it's over just like that.
When Josh Thompson signed with Bellator, I knew there was no way that he was getting out of this organization without fighting me.
Oh my God! Chandler all over it.
I want to go out there and stamp my name on Chandler. Get him in, get him out.
King Mo, Phil Davis, Josh Thompson, Michael Chandler. 2 fights that had to happen. 2 fights the world will be watching live and free. May 14th on Spike.
Jimmy, we were in Japan New Year's, and I asked you, give me the best 2 fights for Bellator in 2016. What did you say?
Phil Davis, King Mo, Thompson versus Chandler. We knew it, and they're on the same card.
On May 14th in San Jose. Now, we can tell you for the first time, 6 days later in Boise, with tickets going on sale at the CenturyLink Arena next week, the first title defense for Rafael Carvalho, the middleweight world title, and is one of the most dangerous strikers in the history of the game. Melvin Manoff on the other side, plus the return of Pat Curran and Georgi Karahanyan. That's going to be a good one. You see the number for tickets. CenturyLink Arena box office. That will be next Friday when those tickets will go on sale. The Masters and David Rickles walk out in Kansas. Two traditions like no other. But David Rickles needs more than a spectacular walkout. He needs a spectacular win against Bobby Cooper to move back towards the top at 155. Locker Cam brought to you by Nascord Allergy 24. Nothing is more effective for treatment of nasal allergy symptoms. Kendall Grove, he first showed up on Spike in 2006, the famous third season of The Ultimate Fighter. He's already made his name. That's what Kiko France will try to do at Kendall Grove's expense. Next.
Bellator MMA, presented by Miller Lite, live on Spike, is brought to you by Nasacort Allergy 24-Hour. Nothing is more effective for the treatment of nasal allergy symptoms, even congestion. And by AutoZone. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Jimmy, Kiko France has a chance to put a name on his resume. Those are fascinating fights.
But he has an uphill battle. 13 wins, 12 by submission. Kendall Grove, a jiu-jitsu black belt, excellent ground game.
And he has been in there with some of the best in his career. The tail of the tape brought to you by Dave & Buster's, the only place to eat, drink, play, and watch sports.
What he has every time, the height and reach advantage. Will he use it as well as he did in his last fight? That's the question.
To Michael C. Williams.
Live on Spike, Bellator MMA, presented by Miller Lite, now moves to the middleweight division. Set for 3 5-minute rounds is brought to you by Nasacort Allergy 24-Hour. Nothing is more effective for the treatment of nasal allergy symptoms, even congestion. And now, first introducing the blue corner. At 6'1", weighing in 185.4 pounds, his professional record, 13 wins with 3 losses and 1 draw from Fortaleza, Brazil. Now, fighting out of Gilbert, Arizona, Francisco Kiko France. And across the cage, his adversary, fighting out of the red corner, at 6'6", he weighed in 186 pounds even. The veteran tonight brings a professional record with 22 victories, 15 defeats. He fights out of Maui, Hawaii. Introducing Kendall, the Spider Grove. In charge of the action, your referee, Rob Hines.
Right there. All right, gentlemen, here we go. First round, you ready? First round, you ready? Go, fight.
Big one in the middleweight division. Fight Clock brought to you by Miller Lite, the original light beer cheers. It's Miller time.
Joey Beltran was all about the boxing, the jab, head movement, good footwork.
Kendall Grove, Jimmy, would drive you crazy because he's 6'6", but he didn't fight like it until the Joey Beltran.
He fought Hawaiian. He would go in there and brawl. Very entertaining fights. Love watching him. He would give up his range with his aggression. It's like running to the front lines with a sniper rifle. You sit back, you let your opponent come in, you set him up. He fought like a sniper against Joey Beltran.
He respects Francisco France's striking, but it's all to set up a takedown. Everything that France does is set up to get this fight to the ground. Big Pygmy with a win last week in Houston. Well, he has been campaigning on social media all week long for Kimbo Slice.
He wants a piece. Let us know if you like that fight. Love hearing from the fans.
By the way, I meant to say I was glad you got your bags, right? In Houston last week?
Yeah, that's good.
Found my luggage. That's what.
Yeah, that's exactly what that means.
Found my
exactly what that means. Exactly. Boom. In case everyone was wondering.
Kendall Grove went for the title last year against Brandon Halsey, and I don't know how many guys would beat Brandon Halsey that night. It was a dominant performance, as most of Brandon Halsey's have been Even the first round against Rafael Carvalho was dominant for Brandon Halsey.
Well, he got hit by a bulldozer. Unbelievable physical pressure. I don't think he was exactly ready for it. I don't think he was ready for that kind of style of fight as well.
So we just told you a few minutes ago, Rafael Carvalho's first title defense will come in May against Melvin Manoff, who earned it with that first round knockout win over Hisaki Kato in November. Now the winner of this fight is in the mix. Brandon Halsey is in the mix.
Look what Francisco Franz is trying to do, set up that overhand right, kind of, clear the distance to getting range. But so far, Kendall Grove's been able to see it every time. Windmill punches. Oh, man, great leg kick. That one hurt him. Great weapon against a taller opponent.
Last time in the Bellator cage for Francisco Franz. He faced the 16-0 Ben Ryder, and he subbed him in the second round. Jimmy told you, 12 of his 13 wins by submission. 9 of those in round 1.
Both guys going with the anti-Mike Tyson attack, stomping the feet.
My time. Kendall right here, sir. Here you go.
There was more than a foot that got stomped there, by the way.
You need to see the doctor or anything? Okay.
Yeah, Rob Hines never misses these.
He doesn't, and he is.
You got some time
are you
to
saying
recover?
one
You
of them
take your
got
time,
missed
you let me
recently?
know
Could have used him last week. Fantastic job.
Jimmy,
especially two guys different heights. It's going to happen.
Jimmy will be speaking with Royce Gracie coming up live here on Spike. Stay tuned for that. In the aftermath, there's the shot that caused the delay here. So I'll ask you, is that a no contest last week or not?
That's tough. Usually when a referee makes a call, they tend to stick with the call. It's hard to overturn that.
You good? You ready to go? You sure? Okay, stay right here for me.
Yeah,
I will come right out and say, my limited experience against yours, to me that's an obvious no contest. It was a blow that set up the end of the fight.
Yeah, the thing is, it didn't end the fight. It took him to the ground. It was ground and pound. The referee missed it when he could have, he should have stepped in. It's a tough one. It's a very tough one both ways.
Every state is different. That happens in Nevada. Nevada is different.
Here's where Kendall Grove, can he stay disciplined? He's kind of going into brawling mode. Leg kick, accurate. Grove hasn't checked it at all.
It's been a good first round for Kiko Franz, considering it's been entirely on the feet.
Yeah. Also a tough round to score. One thing I want to completely do is, if you're Royce Gracie, referee doesn't say stop or break, you keep going. That's what any professional would do.
And by the way, the easiest thing to do is to bash the referee. Listen, a referee's nightmare is to make a mistake in a fight, in a game, that changes the outcome of it.
Exactly. You only notice them when they do something wrong. If they do their job right, you don't notice them.
How much of the reaction was because Ken Shamrock has been the boy that cried foul before?
Tough one for everybody. One thing that Kendall Grove has never dealt very well with is that wrestling attack inside of his range, pressing it against the fence.
Let's improve, gentlemen. Let's
His
improve.
build kind of becomes a hindrance. All that reach isn't good for you in this kind of close quarters.
There is a politeness, there's a Midwestern politeness about Rob Hines and the way he officiates. It's just beyond charming. Let's improve, gentlemen.
If you don't mind.
John McCarthy, a little different when he's coming to see you, right?
He's LAPD, man. From LA, I know them well.
License and registration. The fight stays on its feet. Kiko Franz holding his own through round 1. Good. Kids, that is Joe Sharaba. We are at Bellator 150 tonight. He is 150 for 150. That is perfect attendance. Beyond impressive. We congratulate him and thank him for his fine work.
You could say he's undefeated outside the Bellator cage, 150-0.
Now you came, your entry point is where? Yours is where? You came in
Season 2.
There you go.
Season 1, they were on ESPN Deportes. I was not here. To that leg kick.
2009, Hollywood, Florida. Bellator number 1. In some ways, the best shot of the first round was that leg kick that Franz delivered. His right kick on the left leg, behind the left leg of Kendall Grove. A monster right, and it is over. Another spectacular knockout for the Spider, Kendall Grove.
And we saw it against Joey Beltran, fighting on the outside and then turning it on when you see your opponent make a mistake, stepping in with that right hand. Beautiful job by the Spider. Man.
Kendall Grove getting better, getting smarter as he gets deeper into his fight career. He stayed patient against Joey Beltran. He stays patient against Kiko Franz. Here's the Black Art Premium Spice Rum Replay, the bold 93 proof from its edging to the core.
Oh, these right hands over the top. The third one, that was the charm. Francisco Franz out on the ground. 1, 2, they were close, and then bang! The right hand right by the ear. That is all she wrote. Kendall Grove over here yelling at me right now. I'm trying to stay focused. Incredible finish by Kendall Grove. Like you said, he only gets better.
He was dominated by Brandon Halsey in the title fight last year, but Kendall Grove has reinvented himself. 2 spectacular knockout wins, and he is back in the mix in a big way at 185.
Tuesday, March 1st, Tattoos Weeks are back on Spike. With 3 premier events. It's a special beautiful, dynamic tattoo. It's the premiere, the all-new season of Ink Master Revenge with 8 new artists and 8 veterans coming to take their place. Without tattoos, the fiercest artists ever compete with the title of Ink. Buckle up, get ready, and put everything you have into it. You don't even know what's in store for you. Even the veterans, I'm not going to let anything get wrong. Then and let artists get one last chance to make it right. I want to make sure you're happy. I need closure. It's the season premiere of Ink Master Redemption. No, I'm not dealing with this. Tuesdays are back. Tuesday, March 1st, starting at 9 on Spike. Next Friday, the baddest man on the planet, Joe Ward, wants to secure a shot at Bellator's bantamweight title. Award. He battles undefeated phenom Terry Conrad. Wow. Plus a featherweight showdown. Bubba Jenkins versus Koichi Amuchi. This could be a rivalry in the making. Bellator MMA presented by Miller Lite live next Friday at 9 on Spike.
As emotional a victory as you can imagine for Kendall Grove. Let's make it official.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes 35 seconds into round number 2. The winner by knockout, Kendall the Spider Grove.
You see the t-shirt of Kendall Grove. He's going to tell Jimmy Smith why it matters so very much.
Kendall, you started out as the technician and against the fence. It got Hawaiian, man. You turned into a brawl again, but a smart brawl, getting the knockout. How did that feel?
First of all, I'd like to dedicate this fight to my brother. He lost his life a month ago today. And this one's for you, Martini. But no, I just had to keep my patience. And he was landing good on that leg kicks. I didn't expect the leg kicks, but I think I adjusted well. And when it was time, I had to let the beast out.
The emotions you brought into the cage tonight, the personal tragedy you had to go through, how much of that energy was in here with you tonight, man?
100%. I didn't really let it out when my brother died. I was in camp, and I just kind of kept it in for my family's sake, but he was with me. I know that kind of sounds weird, but he was with me tonight, and that's how he wanted it to be done.
You bet. Hawaiian style. Great job.
How you like that, Kansas? Huh? That's what you came here for, huh? That's what you came here for.
Love it. Kendall Grove. Give it up for him, ladies and gentlemen.
His older brother Martin was his biggest fan. He flew across the country to see him fight for the Ultimate Fighter finale. And throughout his entire career, a devastating loss. And that's why Kendall Grove kept his camp at home in Hawaii for this fight. And couldn't travel. He wanted to stay around his family. He wanted to win this fight for his family and for his brother. And Jimmy, we've seen emotional releases from fighters after a win at that level. That was a pretty spectacular thing to see. Locker Cam brought to you by Nasacort Allergy 24. Nothing is more effective for treatment of nasal allergy symptoms. 10 years, the highest level of MMA for Chet Kondo. A veritable who's who. Vinicius Spartan feels he's already beaten a tougher opponent. His knees both surgically repaired, and now he is set for the biggest fight of his life. That's coming up, the main event, and a live conversation with Royce Gracie.
Bellator MMA, presented by Miller Lite, live on Spike, is brought to you by Blackheart Premium Spiced Rum. Bold 93 proof rum that's edgy to the core. The official rum of Bellator MMA. And by Boyd Gaming's Kansas Star Casino.
Bobby Cooper grew up as an Army brat. He moved around from place to place, had to fight most of his whole life in enemy territory. That training will serve him well in this one.
And now, ready to make his way to the cage, the caveman, Dave Rickles.
There is nothing quite like it, the David Rickles walkout. And you know, Jimmy, as long as there's been team sports, there's always been home court, home field, home ice advantage. In MMA, combat sports, it gets a little murkier because some guys thrive on it. For others, there's that pressure that comes in having to perform at home. If David Rickles feels the pressure, there's never a single indication of it.
What you don't understand is when you're fighting at home, people want tickets. People are saying hi to you. People are coming into camp. There are a lot of distractions fighting at home. David Rickles, he thrives on this kind of attention is the best way to put it.
True story. I drove in from the airport this morning. Guy driving me. Oh yeah, my sister went to high school with David. You cannot go 10 feet in this building at Kansas Star without knowing somebody who knows David Rickles.
We're not in LA, we're not in New York, we're in Derby, Kansas, where he is king.
You want to say we're not in Kansas anymore, but exactly where we are. That is third all time on the Bellator win list, the 10 wins inside the Bellator cage. But what he does not have is that landmark win. Michael Chandler has beaten him twice, but Tricky Pitbull came here to Kansas Star and knocked him out. David Rickles has a lot of tools. He has a lot of talent. He's still a young fighter at 27, but to play with the big fish, the big boys at 155, he needs that signature win.
We talk about the big three, Will Brooks, and of course Chandler versus Thompson and May. Those are the top three. The rest of the pack, they need a couple of wins, 2 or 3 impressive ones together to move into title contention. He needs to dominate Bobby Cooper tonight.
David Rickles says, no disrespect, but I don't want to fight the Bobby Coopers. Well, if you don't want to fight the Bobby Coopers, you got to beat the Bobby Coopers, and you got to do it decisively. The Tale of the Tape, brought to you by Dave & Buster's, the only place to eat, drink, play, and watch sports.
And look at the record, so many fights in Bellator. This is his home, not just Kansas, but the Bellator cage for David Rickles.
Presented by Miller Lite. Bellator MMA now features 3 5-minute rounds in the lightweight division, brought to you by Blackheart Premium Spiced Rum. Full 93 proof rum that's edgy to the core. The official rum of Bellator MMA. And now, first introducing the blue corner at 6'1", weighing in 155.8 pounds. His professional record: 12 wins, 5 losses, fighting out of Knob Noster, Missouri. Introducing Super Duper Bobby Cooper. And across the cage, his adversary fighting out of the red corner. At 6 foot, weighing in 156 pounds even as a professional. He brings 16 victories and 4 defeats, fighting out of Denver, Colorado. He hails from Derby, Kansas, presenting Dave the Caveman Rickles. When the bell rings, the referee in charge of the action, Big John McCarthy.
Hard to imagine the energy flowing through this building right now. Bobby Cooper has some fans. He's fought in this part of the country before, but he knew he'd be outnumbered in this one.
Bobby, right there. You ready? You ready? Get up!
The fight clock brought to you by Miller Lite, the original light beer. Cheers, it's Miller time.
Rickles trained with William Bang Woodward. Team Elevation, Denver, Colorado. You get ready for this?
He reached that point, Jimmy, where he had to go away. He didn't want to go away from his kids, but he knew to get to that next level, literally and in terms of altitude, he had to go out to Colorado.
Change it up, try different things, learn new techniques. Still be the caveman. He has to stay aggressive. He's made tactical mistakes in the past that have cost him.
And he told us in Dave Rickles fashion, there's no way I'm going to lose to a guy whose nickname is Super Duper.
Also called Patricky Pitbull, Patricky Chihuahua. That didn't work out either.
But that Pitbull we're talking about, and Dave Rickles has beaten Sienna Wide, he's beaten Lloyd Woodard, but there's been a cannibalization after those big three. And they're all knocking each other up.
Decisive victory is going to elevate you out of that class.
2 good counter shots here from Bobby Cooper.
Bobby Cooper taking advantage of the mistakes once again. A bit too reckless. A bit too straightforward for his own good.
Recklessness cost him a win here the last time he fought at Kansas Star against John Alessio.
Fight he was dominating.
Inches away from finishing that.
Could have been stopped right there. Threw his knee on the ground. Ended up a no contest. Man, he's eating a lot of punches from Cooper.
Bobby Cooper, 17 fights, has never been finished. Bobby Cooper beat Pablo Villaseca. We saw main event against Josh Thompson back in December. David Rickles is still coming forward.
The flip side is 12 wins. He only has 4 finishes. He's not much of a finisher himself. Tends to go the distance in defeat and victory. You never have to wonder where Dave Rickles is in the cage. He's in front of you, coming forward, easy guy to hit. And that's a guy getting a little too wild. Doesn't have his feet underneath him. Right now, I think Cooper's landing the better strikes. Reaching for that takedown, that's no good. Has to get hits underneath him.
Bobby Cooper does have an unusual way of approaching it, sort of a sway.
Yep. Hands low, but a lot of head movement.
Hard to time.
Watch the head.
Up next, the main event in the heavyweight division. We're spending so much time, and David Rickles gets the knee in big on Bobby Cooper. Bobby Cooper in a lot of trouble. David Rickles, the follow-up knee, did a ton of damage. John McCarthy taking a very close look.
That cut as well. This might be over. Trying to roll his way out, looking for a leg.
David Rickles staying patient, which he wasn't against John Alessio. And it's over.
Big John gave Cooper every opportunity to get back in it. And he was in a terrible spot. Bad cut. Good stoppage by Big John.
Another step in the evolution of the caveman.
We saw the good and we saw the bad. Great aggression, great finishing instincts. Did walk into a lot of strikes. Can't do that against the elite. Learned that against Iron Mike, but great finish tonight. I mean Iron Michael Chandler. Not Tyson. Love him too, though.
Not our broadcast partner.
Not our broadcast partner, Mike Tyson.
17th win. 5th knockout for David Rickles. Well, about the only thing as good as a David Rickles walkout and a David Rickles knockout is a conversation with David Rickles. Jimmy Smith will be in the cage with the caveman next.
short time in just a moment, but here's an update.
Sometimes the numbers are misleading, sometimes, like tonight, for David Rickles, they are not. The Blackguard Premium Spiced Rum Replay, the bold 93 proof rum that's edgy to the core.
One thing he has always been able to do is finish. Look at the knee right to the chin. Another one here, open up a nasty cut on the forehead of Bobby Cooper. And Caveman never let him off the hook. Another first round finish in front of his hometown crowd.
11th win inside the Bellator cage for David Rickles. Michael C. Williams makes it official.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the Bellator cage, referee John McCarthy waves off the contest due to strikes. Official time, 3 minutes, 49 seconds. Into round number 1, the winner by TKO, Dave the Caveman Rickles.
His third win inside this building, which goes crazy every time they see him. The Caveman with Jimmy Smith.
Caveman, it's good to see you on the other end of this thing. A guy in front of you who had never been finished, you said that is a challenge. That's exactly the kind of guy I want. How did it feel to get a first round finish?
Man, it felt amazing, and I really want to thank Team Elevation out in Colorado, JTK right here in Wichita, Kansas, and man, I promised savagery. Caveman promised savagery, and I brought it tonight.
The new tricks you had learned, they were on display tonight, but it was the same old Caveman. Once you smelled blood, is that the way you want to be in the future?
Yeah, absolutely, man. I'm always adding to my arsenal, but like you said, it's that Caveman savagery. I'm coming at you, man, and man, sometimes you'll end up in a pool of blood on the canvas, man. So thank you, everybody, for coming out to the Kansas Star. I love this city.
You are tied for second place in most wins in Bellator history. Number 1, Patricio Pitbull. What would it mean to get another win and tie him for number 1?
I'm coming for that number 1 spot. We need an American up there.
You heard it. Give it up for Caveman Rickles, ladies and gentlemen.
The energy in this building is wild right now. David Rickles gets another win. Czech Congo and Vinicius Spartan in the main event later on. Don't miss the 21-year-old knockout artist Andre Fialho. It's next. Another memorable night at Kansas Star. Big wins for Dave Rickles and for Kendall Grove in the middleweight division as we arrive at the main event and the biggest fight in the professional life of Vinicius Spartan as he gets set to step into the Bellator cage with Czech Congo. Sean and Jimmy hanging out. Wow, this has been a pretty remarkable night, pretty much start to finish. In 2016, to me, Jimmy, the storyline here has been the old Bellator guard trying to fend off the new guard, which is the young up-and-comers, and this bevy of free agents that are pouring in here. They're getting it on both sides. This main event tonight, perfect example. Benicio Spartan wants to be where Chet Congo has been.
And you're wondering, is experience to the point where it's a detriment for Chet Congo? Every fight, a ton of miles on him. You get old quickly in the cage. I don't care if it's Bellator or anywhere else. Benicio Spartan, young, hungry, and an outstanding finisher.
A lot of people in line in that heavyweight division. We're about to thin the herd a little bit. A fight that will be about skill, it will be about experience and heart.
I am the man who fight with the true heart.
Congo just unloading with those knees. That is it.
And I never quit.
Knockout on the feet, vicious finish.
This is the biggest fight in my life. When the cage closes, I need to support my daughter, I need to support my family. My daughter is a big motivation for me. She's gonna learn by example. She's gonna learn by what she see. I need to show her that hard work pays off.
Range is gonna be so key in this fight.
Oh, good lord here! Hawaii now looking to finish.
Now fishing for the armbar. He might have it.
That's the roll and go.
He got it.
There's the tap.
That is what I call a comeback.
Many apologies, my friend. The journey is never easy. I have this to say. When you step in the cage, you're stepping in the darkness. If he's gonna be the darkness, it will be bad for him because I'm a God soldier. Always when I fight, it's not me. And the kicks and my takedowns.
Oh my God, this is over.
It will be a message to every heavyweight out there. It's gonna be the crazy mood, like a beast. I'm gonna be in big trouble for that one.
He's hurt, and that's it.
Let's do this.
Our main event, the heavyweights, Benicio Spartan versus Chet Congo, ladies and gentlemen.
And now, set to make his way to the cage, Benicio Spartan.
2.5 years ago, Benicio Spartan was supposed to face Chet Congo in the heavyweight tournament final, but a knee injury kept him out. And when he returned, without the correct medical care, the other knee went out. He was a heavyweight prospect with no money, no knees, and no way to turn it around in Brazil. He moved to the U.S. with the only thing he loves more than fighting, his 6-year-old daughter. They take care of each other. They inspire each other. It's a new life. He has a smile on his face and a golden opportunity tonight, Jimmy, to add a huge name to his trophy case. Your keys to victory brought to you by AutoZone. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
He's got to push the pace. Chet Congo's last few fights has been the guy to slow it down, to make the opponent fight at his pace and get on top. Some great jiu-jitsu from him, real submission skills. He's 6'7". Get on top, make Congo feel that physical pressure.
He recorded in his last fight a submission because of his height that very few guys would have been able to do.
You usually have to pass half guard in order to finish the arm triangle. He doesn't at 6'7". Everton Teixeira, no choice but to tap, even though he had half guard. Training with Fabricio Verdun for this fight, a guy I've heard goes to war in the gym.
32 years old, stepping in for the biggest fight of his life.
And now ready to make his way to the cage, Chet Congo.
5 years ago, Chet Congo faced Pat Barry, and after getting blasted looking out on his feet, out on his knees, he recorded what might have been the greatest comeback of all time. Shout out Silva Sonnen. Now he's trying a different kind of comeback. At age 40, he started all at heavyweight. He's been in there with Cain Velasquez, with Frank Mir, with Mark Hunt, with Matt Mitrione. free agent mentioned, dramatic pause. King Mo and the champion, Vitaly Medikov. But there's one thing he hasn't done, Jimmy, and that's become the world champion. And a loss tonight puts him at the back of that line, which at age 40 could be the end of the line.
Yeah, it certainly could be it, but as he's gotten older, he's fought smarter. That's very important.
Keys to victory brought to you by AutoZone. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Control the range. He's great in the clinch. He's great from the outside with his kicks. It's the middle ground he needs to worry about and stay versatile. I talked about fighting smarter his last few fights because he mixes in the takedown, does great work against the fence with the clinch. Not just about young gun slinging Muay Thai like it was early on in his career.
Wins over Mirko Krokop. Talked about the path to everyone. Alexander Volkov. When you've been in there with the best of the best, you're not going to be intimidated by any situation.
Now you wonder at what point does experience become a detriment? Where it helps you is there's nothing in the cage you haven't seen before.
Change to Bellator with Rampage Jackson. We're looking forward to seeing back in the Bellator cage. It really is a who's who when you look at the list of fighters that Czech Congo has been in there with. The tail of the tape in the main event brought to you by Dave & Buster's, the only place to eat, drink, play, and watch sports.
Czech Congo used to being the taller guy in the cage. Not tonight. Vinicius Spartan, 6'7".
Main event time. Michael C. Williams time.
Live on Spike, Miller Lite presents Bellator MMA from Boyd Gaming's Kansas Star Casino Hotel and Event Center. The time has come for the main event of the evening. 3 5-minute rounds in the heavyweight division, sanctioned by the Kansas Athletic Commission Commissioner at Capeside, Mr. Adam Rohrbach. Tonight's main event is brought to you by Miller Lite, the original light beer. It's Miller time. And now, we introduce the blue corner first. At 6'7", weighing in 233.6 pounds, his professional record, 8 wins, 3 defeats from Curitiba, Brazil. Introducing Vinicius Spartan. And across the cage, his adversary tonight fighting out of the red corner. At 6'4", he weighed in 235.2 pounds. The former Bellator title challenger tonight brings 23 professional victories, 10 defeats with 2 draws. He hails and fights out of Paris, France, presenting Czech Congo. The referee in charge of the action, Big John McCarthy.
Check. Vinicius. General, we got over the rules in the back. Protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands at all times. I want you to fight hard but fight clean. Good luck to both of you.
"35 pro fights for Czech Congo. So many at the highest level. He's only been stopped 4 times.
All right, here we go. You ready? Step back. You ready? Get up.
The fight clock in the main event brought to you by Miller Lite, the original light beer. Cheers. It's Miller time.
Fingers up. Put your fingers up and close the hand. Vinicius.
Despite the quality of opposition, it's unusual to be in there with somebody 6'7" with that kind of height.
One thing is Vinicius Spartan standing very tall. That chin is high. Doesn't tuck it at all. He does not want it to be an easy target for Czech Congo.
Get the fingers up or close the hand.
So many eye pokes in recent fights. Big John doesn't want to see another one here. So far controlling the real estate. Keeping Czech Congo backed against the fence, but not doing a ton with it.
Czech Congo has had some spectacular fights. He's had some that haven't been spectacular. But he's a veteran who knows how to win. Can't wait for next Friday. See Darian Caldwell in the main event Remember this fight, the main event tonight. Because Marcos Galvo and Eduardo Dantas, that bantamweight world title fight we've been waiting for, postponed in October because of a Dantas injury, postponed tonight because of an illness suffered by Marcos Galvo. Joe Warren, Darian Caldwell winner next week will be right in the mix, waiting for the winner of the title fight. Well, Tony Johnson is watching this. Bobby Lashley is watching this.
Vinicius Spartan might be taller, but Chet Congo with a 1-inch reach advantage. Spartan a little hesitant to pull the trigger. This is what I meant by controlling the pace, controlling the range, slowing it down, not making it a barn burner. Chet Congo, 40 years old, he may look great. He knows he doesn't want to, turn into a slugfest. Right now it's not. It's a tactical outside battle. It's exactly what he wants. Doing well with the feet. Great leg kick. Deep right there on the hip.
Spartan's last fight, very unusual opponent. Edwards hit Teixeira. This time Spartan steps into one. Teixeira, the Kyokushin karate. Chet Congo, just a far more experienced opponent. Every question when you talk to Vinicius Spartan about this fight, he came back, he would spin it back and pivot it back to the experience of Chet Congo.
His best weapon at this point in his career. He knows exactly the kind of fight he wants. He controlled from the outside, now he's in clinch range. Spartan has to control the middle ground. He wasn't able to do that. Don't expect Chet Congo to get super busy here. Knee the thighs, trying to take the energy out of the younger, hungrier fighter.
Those leg shots, that leg kick earlier, those are the kind of shots that just take all the energy away.
Brutal. Good outside strip. Congo back to his feet.
And we begin again. Another one lands. Discoloration beginning above that left knee of Vinicius Spartan.
No effort by Vinicius Spartan to check, and that's not something you learn in a fight. You just don't start checking kicks.
Spinning back fist did a little bit of damage.
Had his hand up though, didn't land clean.
Chet Congo will go back to the comfort zone. You think you're going to get Chet Congo off his game, and emotionally, you got another guest coming.
Have a little bit of water. Listen, head movement is good. I like you picking the knees up because it's keeping him outside. But I need you to throw the hands a little bit faster, okay? Don't forget to come under. You got to throw the cross. You're waiting too long. Okay? Everything else is perfect. Breathe. Okay? How you feel?
Hey, try not to keep your back against the wall so much.
Yeah.
It's easier for him to
Pressure forward. I like how you pick the knees up because it's keeping him on the outside, but you got to be busy with the hands.
It was good to see Mercedes, Dasha. 3 million viewers last week, and nobody talked about Mercedes changing her hair.
That's crime. Terrible.
I mean, a lot of people had a lot of reasons for the big ratings, but
my hair, nobody talks about either. I feel her pain. Oh wait, I don't have any hair. Okay, got that.
Instruction to Chet Congo in the corner. You're waiting too long on the cross.
It's very true. They like the way he's controlling range. Tiki said it. When you throw that knee up, it makes him back off. It keeps him to the outside. It controls the range.
Ready? Get up.
But what they want is that stinging punch to really remind them that it's dangerous coming in against Chet Congo. You know, it's almost like Spartan is waiting for Congo to give him something. A veteran like Chet Congo is not going to give you anything. You got to come in there and take it.
He's going to be waiting a while.
Yeah, he's going to be waiting a while. Yeah. He doesn't care about booze. He doesn't care about anything. All he cares about is winning. Don't expect him to get reckless. Nice right hand by Congo.
How'd you see round one?
I saw a 10-9 Chet Congo because of that range control. And those leg kicks. Spartan aggressive, but didn't really show me anything in terms of effective aggression. He controlled the real estate, but didn't throw enough punches.
He's still trying to figure it out. You can read it on his face. The final exam is here, and these are not the questions he expected.
Yeah, exactly. Trying to fake Chet Congo into giving him an opening. Shouldn't expect that.
You can expect it because you're going to be disappointed. And those leg kicks are starting to take their toll. It's impossible for them not to.
Inside and outside.
Let's go. Let's work. Come on.
Nice sharp 1-2.
Hands coming down a little bit for Spartan.
He hasn't even faked a takedown, trying to keep Chet Congo honest. A very tall stand-up fight. Crowd's booing, do not expect that to bother Chet Congo. Couldn't care less.
Absolutely good night. Sparks for everything. Yeah, boo all you want. How about some suggestions?
Yeah.
Back just attempts. He's trying to mix it up. Saw the Congo answer coming. There's the takedown.
We saw against Vitaly Minikov on the ground. Chet Congo, very good defensive skills. Hard to pass his guard and get anything done. Look at here, now he's trying to get guard back. Holding on. Waiting for the stand-up. Chest to chest. It's just a stalling move.
From here on a half guard, Spartan was able to finish to share him. That memory thought is probably coming into his head here. This is a much different caliber of opponent.
See that lockdown half guard. Triangling with the legs. You're not going to pass from that position. That's really a ground and pound position. Frees up the right side to kind of throw punches.
Thinking about side control.
Now he's unlocked.
Let's work.
Little rib shots. If he doesn't do something a lot more dramatic, he's going to get stood up. On the pass now, it's got that knee past the thigh of Chet Congo. Couldn't do it.
Spartan seems more comfortable here.
Let's go.
At least he can't get hit.
Yeah, the problem is that he's standing back up and he's going to get nothing. In the round that I thought Chet Congo was winning with the leg kicks. More effective with the striking. I don't know if he's done enough on the ground to win the round back.
You know, it's subtle and it may not be sexy, but the defense here of Chet Congo is really just so disciplined.
Yeah, exactly. Same thing we're seeing on the feet. Disciplined, controlled fight. Now he's pulling that leg through. Now he's in a position to get full mount, but he got too aggressive, tried to step over instead of step through to side control. It's a little bit easier for this position. That's it.
And McCarthy will stand him up. You can see the time remaining in the round. And ACS Spartan still trying to solve the puzzle of the veteran Czech Congo.
You got to work your way through it, all right? I know.
These add up.
This has been the key to a lot of Czech Congo's offense in this fight. The leg kicks. It's the kind of weapon you go back to over and over and over again. You're not going to drop a guy with one, but at the end of the fight, he's going to be feeling those.
We need this round.
Pra entrar o teu direto. Tu não tá conseguindo achar a sequência porque tu não tá jogando nenhuma mão. Tá fixo. Então vamos jogar um pouco mais essa mão aqui, ó.
ACS Spartan has relocated to the U.S.
Tu entra a tua.
Said his daughter speaks perfect English. She teaches the other kids.
Aquele joelhão também, vamos tentar. Tá colocando na grade aqui, é a hora de atacar.
Without mentioning his daughter. His face lights up.
Will that give him the motivation in round number 3? Because he's fought a listless fight. Just doesn't know the combination for Czech Congo.
Second round closer, but still Congo?
Closer, but still Congo.
Go after.
Effective striking goes to Congo. Effective grappling goes to Spartan. But didn't do enough with it.
You ready? Let's get up. Last round. Let's go.
Fans already restless. Second round was closer. I wonder if a judge might see round 2 towards Spartan even if we didn't.
Certainly could. Certainly could. Criteria, effective striking, effective grappling. Spartan got the takedown, didn't pass guard, didn't do a lot of ground and pound.
You see the strikes landed. Obviously a significant difference. And a bigger question is, does Czech Congo feel he's up 2-0? Or there's a chance it's 1-1? He likes to fight defensive anyway if it's 1-1.
Yeah, he generally fights that way anyway. I don't see it changing his style very much. Spartan in position right now to pass half guard.
Shows you those kicks. Czech Congo has thrown 12 of them, landing 11. Not sure how much Spartan wanted to be on his feet after taking all those kicks anyway.
The referees don't get more patient as the fight goes along. He's going to get stood up if he doesn't pass quickly, at least try.
Has John McCarthy ever been patient about anything?
He's the best ref in the business, man. I love him.
No doubt.
And he knows what work is. He knows when a guy's trying to pass. He knows when a guy's stalling. And now Spartan doing everything he's trying. He's trying.
Don't grab with your toes. Put your foot on it. Don't grab. There you go.
You're allowed to put your foot on the cage, but you cannot hook it and hang on to it and grip it with your toes.
The question is, like you said about the rounds, does Spartan believe he's in all or nothing territory?
Let's work.
Might be worth going for something crazy from half guard. Trying to get the distance to ground and pound, but Czech Congo, he's a veteran.
Czech Congo is perfectly comfortable over there, so he needs to keep working. I wonder how aggressive will Czech Congo be? He stuffs that attempt by Spartan. And now Czech Congo starting to unload.
Right for the takedown.
See how difficult it is. The first time you take that big step up in competition, it's a different world in there.
Work.
Czech Congo doesn't necessarily fight popular fights, but he fights very smart.
Hit it up. Hit it up. Fight.
Spartan has to know here he's up against it. Minute 14. His legs have to be bothering him.
They have to. Oh, big shot! Might turn it around. A minute and a half left.
Czech Congo now has to hold on, not for the win, not for the decision win, but for dear life.
Now that hurt him. Going into defensive mode, but will Spartan just hold on and wait for a stand-up? Will he go for his ground and pound?
Does he have enough left in the tank after the damage that Czech Congo inflicted in the first 13 minutes?
Expect Czech Congo to just hold on. Let it go to the judges. 1 minute left. And can he get the come from behind finish? Passing to half might be the worst thing to do. That takes away a lot of his ability. Just stand up out of this position. Can't do it.
But trying to pass here.
He's going into jiu-jitsu mode right when he had him rocked. It's a bad tactical mistake. But we'll see. 35 seconds left.
Even when you have Czech Congo hurt badly, you can't necessarily finish him. Let alone giving him this full minute here. Czech Congo not going to let that left leg go.
Stop, get it up, let's go.
Last chance.
Come on, let's go.
Final seconds. Spartan swinging wildly. He landed maybe the best shot of the fight, but likely will not be enough. A scare late for Czech Congo.
It was because of a right hand right here. Beautiful shot. Drop Czech Congo. I think Spartan may have done the worst thing he could have done, which is fall into the guard of Czech Congo and let Czech Congo wrap him up. I think that saved him in the third round because he was in trouble.
Your scorecard.
I have it 2-1 for Czech Congo. I gave him rounds 1 and 2. I gave the third round to Vinicius Spartan based on that right hand, that damage. I think it was too little, too late.
The only question is, Spartan being seemingly in the dominant position for enough of round 2. We clearly saw it for Czech Congo, but you wonder, you just never know. There could be some drama here. Drilling with the best in the world is not the same as fighting one of the elite in the world in your division.
Czech Congo fought the kind of fight we expected. Smart, methodical, even pace. Doesn't try to win a sprint at his age. Excellent job.
Defensive Player of the Year. Let's look at some of the numbers, and you see those strikes, most of those were very early in the fight. Spartan had the better one in round 3. But it just seemed for 11, 12 minutes in this fight that Spartan was chasing Czech Congo around, trying to figure out the puzzle. You guys are all thinking the same thing we're thinking. Taking an awful long time. So it may not be as cut and dried as we saw it.
Yeah, split decision here wouldn't surprise me. Never know, a lot of ins and outs. Very complicated fight.
It really had to do with that second round. That, to me, wouldn't surprise me if there was a judge that saw that second round for Spartan. Let's find out.
Ladies and gentlemen, having gone the distance, we'll go to your judges' scorecards. Your first judge at cage side, Victoria Miller-Pence, scores the fight 30-27, seeing it for Congo. Your second judge at cage side, Kevin Champion, scores it 29-28, seeing it for Spartan. Your third and final judge at cage side, Mark Smith, scores it 29-28, seeing it for the winner by split decision, Czech Congo.
split decision it is. Chet Congo fought a brilliant defensive fight and did just enough to get his 24th win and go to 6-2 inside the Bellator cage and to stay in line for a shot at the heavyweight world title. A big night full of a lot of surprises, maybe none bigger than Rebecca Ruth in the opening fight tonight.
She was aggressive, she was confident, came in with power punches, fight of her life.
Stepping on to the main card, Chuka Willis at age 22, an impressive unanimous decision win, handing Gaston Renault his first loss. And then it was on to the veteran, the Spider, Kendall Grovey, showing us something new every time.
Beautiful job with the right hand, brawled at exactly the right time. That's a move by a veteran fighter.
David Rickles' unforgettable entrance back home at Kansas. The fight was one in which he took some chances, but eventually was the first to stop Bobby Cooper in 18 professional fights trying to get back into the mix at 155. Vinicius Spartan, biggest challenge of his life, narrowly loses a split decision to Chet Congo. We'll see you next Friday night. Joe Warren, Darian Caldwell, Bantamweight Showdown on Spike.
Next Friday, the baddest man on the planet, Joe Warren, looks to secure a shot at Bellator's bantamweight title.
You better expect a war.
When he battles undefeated phenom Darian Caldwell.
Wow.
Plus a featherweight showdown. Bubba Jenkins versus Goichi Yamuchi.
Here's our battle. Talk is cheap, son.
This could be a rivalry in the making.
Bellator MMA presented by Miller Lite. Live next Friday at 9 on Spike.